Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. I am so glad you're here. So in my last vlog, we went ahead and baked a cake together. Whoops, sorry you fell over. And now you're gonna watch me like fuss with the camera to try to get it to sit properly. I really should have just cut this out, but if I'm being honest, I am so exhausted. And I feel like I've said this a million times in all of my vlogs, but I am so tired. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm tired. I'm mentally like struggling. And yeah, I haven't been able to get back on track yet. I know that at some point I'm going to, and I have confidence that I will. But right now, that's not the case. So anyways, in this portion of the vlog, we made the cake in the last vlog, and that's all we did. Sorry. And then in this portion, we are going to crumb coat the cake because that's very important. And, if I do something, I want it done to the best of my abilities. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I wanted to do this the right way. So I'm crumb coating the cake. This is it was 24 minutes of me crumb coating this cake and cleaning up the kitchen. Now, I fast forwarded it a bit, so it's not as long, but you still get the treat of me talking to you for about 12 minutes. So you're welcome. And if you have not caught on to my sarcastic tone or nature yet, I apologize. And I'm sorry if you think I'm serious most of the time, because honestly, I'm just a very sarcastic person. That is my personality. That's my humor. And so if you're not a person who understands sarcasm, you're probably going to think I'm stupid, I'm a jerk, or a range of other things. So sorry. Anyways, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and that's just what it is. So I made homemade buttercream frosting. I've made this a few times. I like the recipe. It's basically, of course, now I don't remember. I think what I did was 2 sticks of butter. You're supposed to use unsalted butter and then put like 1/4 of a teaspoon or something of salt in it. But I always buy salted butter. I just prefer it. So I just don't use the salt. So I use 2 sticks of salted butter, which is a cup. And you want to make sure it's room temperature. You do not want cold butter. You also don't want melted butter. So it needs to be room temperature. That's really important. I always whip it for 5 minutes. After you whip the butter and it's light and fluffy, you add your powdered sugar. I add, oh gosh, how many cups? I think I do 4 cups. Yeah, I think I do 4 cups of powdered sugar. So I got the tip off from a YouTube video to sift the powdered sugar, because obviously powdered sugar, there's like clumps and lumps and whatnot in it. So I always do that now when I make frosting. It definitely is time consuming. It takes some time, especially when you're sifting 4 cups of powdered sugar. But I'd rather do that and put in the time than end up with a bunch of lumps and clumps in my frosting. So 4 cups of powdered sugar. I put about, I think it's a teaspoon of vanilla in. And then I put in 4 tablespoons of heavy cream. Once I add the powdered sugar, so I add about 2 cups, whip it together, scrape everything down, add the other 2 cups, whip it together. Then I put in the teaspoon of vanilla, and I usually do about 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, whip it, then add the other 2, whip it. And if you need the consistency to be different, obviously if you need it to be more stiff, then add less heavy whipping cream. If you need it to be more stiff, less stiff, and you want it more like some runny, I guess, you can add more, but it does change the texture, and it changes the taste of your frosting. So just be aware of that. And of course, I've just been sitting here talking to you about my buttercream recipe, and I haven't at all been watching what I'm doing on camera, so I don't have a clue what's been happening over there. Anyways, I don't know if I told you we're doing Blue's Clues, which the Blue's Clues characters nowadays in the show is way different from when I was a kid. So they're kind of creepy now, and like maybe they were creepy when I was a kid too, but they didn't seem as creepy. So she is having someone make specialty sugar cookies too. and she's going to place a few of them on the cake. So all I have to do is I'm doing a light blue frosting, which right now I'm just doing the chrome coat, but that is the light blue. And then I will be doing a little dot border on the bottom, and I will be doing and that'll be in dark blue. And then I will also be using that dark blue to do little like paw prints around the cake. Doesn't look like it should be too complicated. Now, here we are Sunday night. I baked this cake, maybe a week ago, a little over a week ago. Frosted it, did the crumb coat Thursday. Have not gotten around to frosting it. When I tell you I'm exhausted, I mean it. I have done so much these past few weeks. I am at my wit's end, and it is 7:37 right now on a Sunday night. I'm just doing the voiceover for this. I'm just having time to do this. It was Easter today. And while I enjoyed my time with my family and I love them to death, it took time out of my Sunday. It took time out of my day yesterday because I prepared for it, which left me behind on not only this cake portion of my life and my YouTube portion, which no one knows I'm doing this, so they don't know I have to do this, but it also took time away from my homework. And I have 2 big projects due. So I've just been doing homework. I got home about 5:30, and I've been sitting there doing homework for the past 2 hours. I still have probably 2 to 3 hours to go. And so here's the deal. My videos go up on Sundays. I like to have them up. I tried to post it earlier the other day. Sometimes they don't get posted till 8. Sometimes it's 9. We're just doing the voiceover, and it's 7:38 at night. So this is likely not going up until later tonight, which I'm not happy about, but I am happy that I'm being consistent. So it's not perfect, but it is what it is. I'm still giving a video, and I just have to roll with what life's been throwing at me lately. Now, after I finish this voiceover, I'm going to download the video to my phone, which will export it, whatever. I don't know all these terms. That takes, 10, 20 minutes sometimes. So I'm going to have it doing that while I'm working on my schoolwork, because I'm not on my phone when I'm working on my schoolwork. I actually purposely ignore my phone so that I can just focus. I have 5 slides left that I need to do on one of my projects. After I do those 5 slides, I have to go through and add transitions. I have to go through and read everything. I have to make sure everything's lined up. I have to, do all the tweaks and whatnot. And you're also supposed to add 50 to 100 words in the notes section. Is that what it is in PowerPoint? I don't even know. I don't do PowerPoints very often. And I've already done that, but I need to make sure that I hit that 50 to 100 word count. I'm pretty sure I have on every single one, but it doesn't tell you on PowerPoint, so I'm going to have to put it in another document. Ugh, such a pain in the butt. On top of that, I still have a whole nother project that is due in my other class that I have not even started. Luckily, that project is a lot of like copy and pasting of previous work that we have done, and I just kind of have to add to it based on the knowledge I've learned in the class so far. Well, this far, because it's basically over at this point. So yeah, am I talking fast in this? Please comment below. I feel like I'm like really talking fast, and I'm like trying to get so many things out because I feel like I have so much to say. And if you're noticing that, it's because my brain is literally on, like, it's going 100 miles an hour. I don't even know what's happening. I'm just surviving over here, okay? We are not thriving. We are strictly surviving, and that is okay. So anyways, back to my homework. That assignment's probably going to take me a solid hour to 2 hours. My assignments are due tonight, okay? I have until 11:59 tonight to post these, and it is 7:40, okay? So what is that? Like, okay, it gives me about 4 hours, which you're probably like, oh, you can do that in 4 hours. Sure, that's great and grand, but I'm also exhausted. That means I'm staying up until midnight if I have to get these assignments done. We have some other family things going on. I mentioned that I had my house guest move out, which I may do a whole video on that. And honestly, I also may not, because I'm just trying to leave it in the past because it was so emotional and mentally exhausting, and I just want it to be over with. But I also still may do a video. I don't know. Maybe once I'm healed a little bit more, I will. Well, I also now have a new house guest. This is one that is related to me, so it's a little bit different. But that has been stressful too, not because the house guest is stressful, just because of the situation that's happening. It's stressful. And I just have some other family stuff that's stressful right now. And throughout these clips, you're going to see a lot of, I end up doing a lot of cleanup of the kitchen. And I also realized last night when I was watching this that, hey, Destiny, if you would have put the cake right there, you see where it was? In the first place, you guys would have had a much better view while I was doing this, but I didn't. Lessons learned, I suppose. Again, I feel like I'm talking a million miles per minute, and it's probably because, like I said, that's how fast my brain is working. It's actually working faster than that. And I'm also like stressed because I have all these things I need to do, and oh my God, I don't know. Anyways, I need to take a breath. I need to relax. If you're stressed, if you're going nuts right now, just know you are not alone. You will get through this. I have faith in you. If you need a friend, please reach out to your friends, or feel free to comment, send me a message. I don't care. I will be your friend. We all need friends. We need supportive people in our lives. And I feel like at this point I've exhausted my friends, the few friends that I have, my work friends. And so I try to keep to myself, even though they keep checking in on me. But I just feel like at this point I should have it together, and I'm not having it together, and that's stressful. Anyways, I have more baking in this video where I'm talking to you. And then hopefully the next video, I already have some stuff filmed for it, which was more of me baking. But hopefully we finally do the actual frosting of the cake in that video, and we can see what that looks like. Like I said, today's Sunday night. It's definitely not happening today. But maybe tomorrow I'll have a chance to do it. I don't know. I need to figure out what my plans are for tomorrow. But anyways, I'm going to sign off. I will see you in the next clip, and I'm so glad you are here. Thanks. I signed off early because typically I go until the time that the video stops, but then I end up with a bunch of extra talking. I don't know why it doesn't line up, but I'm going to sign off now for real because I will probably have extra talking at this point. Thanks for being here. See you soon. Hey guys. Oh, it's telling me again I have low. That means I have to do video. Okay, whatever. I'm getting off topic. I think the last thing you saw me doing was chrome coating a cake, and I don't know if I fast forward that, because it was like 24 minutes of me doing that. If I fast forward it, then I can add this in, which I think that's what I'll do. So, here's where we're at. I told you about that cake I was doing. Now, I have crumb coated it, and it's in my fridge. So I baked the cake, and I think I mentioned to you it's a good thing I froze it because I didn't get to frost it. So now I've crumb coated it. I did that yesterday morning. Was it yesterday morning? Yeah, I did that yesterday morning. And then I had 17 other things I needed to do, because my plan was to practice decorating it last night, and that didn't happen. And it's probably not happening. I thought, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, which is today. That's not happening either, I don't think. I think that's going to be like a Sunday afternoon thing I'm going to have to do after our gathering. Or maybe I'll have it in me tomorrow after I help my Nana. Anyway, so where we're at right now is I'm baking up a storm because let me start stirring this. We have, so break is happening. So I work in a school, so we have spring break coming up. Today was the last day of school. It's Friday. But yesterday was the last day of after school program for us. But I went in today for a little bit because one of our staff members is getting done. She is moving on to a different position, and so we have a new staff member coming too. So we did like a little potluck thing, kind of just like a, hey, it's break, and also like, hey, we're gonna miss you, and welcome to the new person. So I signed up to make some things. Now I wanted to make some like Easter and spring themed cupcakes anyways. I'm trying to test some recipes so that like I can build up like my go-to like vanilla mix, my go-to chocolate mix. So I was planning to do that anyways, and then when they sent out the list for a potluck, I was like, oh cool, I'll just put my name down. So I made vanilla cupcakes, I made chocolate cupcakes, I made carrot cake cupcakes, all homemade. I also made some bacon chicken bites that have like brown sugar, paprika, garlic, onion, because it wasn't just like desserts. So I did that. So I came home yesterday and I baked all of those cupcakes. Baked 3 things of cupcakes. And then I petered out and had to go to bed. I was exhausted. This morning I woke up, frosted all the cupcakes, decorated all the cupcakes, made the chicken things. I also have a really big project due right now in my class, in one of my classes. So I need to work on that too this weekend. But what we're focused on right now is, so I made those things for that. I brought those things to the school and I stayed for the lunch period. It's an hour because it's half an hour for the littles, half an hour for the olders, and it's lunch and then they do recess. So I was at the school for about an hour. Then I came home and I had to take my dog to the vet. That was horrible. She's only had to go one other time since I've had her, and she was scared the first time when we brought her that time, which she's gone to the vet quite a few times, like when she was in the rescue, and it's the same vet. We ended up having to leave her last time and she was there the whole day, and she was so scared, like going there that first time. She was worse this time. She was extremely scared. She was shaking. It was not a good experience. I did not like it, but it was way better than my sister's dog when she goes. My sister's dog, literally, they have to like put her to sleep. Not, that sounds horrible. That's not what I mean. They have to like give her anesthesia or something because she's so bad, and that was horrible to witness. I didn't even preheat the oven. 1 second. Glass pan, $3.50 for non-stick. I really don't want to have to take that big old pan out. So I'm just gonna do $3.50. And let me get those out. 1 second. Let me get these cake pans. All right. So I don't even know what I'm talking about. Normally I would flour these, like grease them and flour them, but I'm just gonna cheat and use good old-fashioned non-stick spray. Which I feel like that damages non-stick pans if you use it on them, and these I think were at one point in time non-stick pans. I don't really know. I always put stuff on them anyways. So yeah, so we get home from the vet, right? I've done all this baking. Well, now I have to do more baking because I signed up to do some baking. The rescue that we got my dog from, they're great. I went to school with one of the people who runs it, and she actually works at the vet that we take my dog to. But so I volunteered to do some baking for their bake sale that's tomorrow. So what I'm making now is I signed up to do shamrock shakes because I have all the stuff to do that because I've made those on St. Patrick's Day for school. So I'm making those. I'm making carrot cake truffles. I'm making Oreo ball. Well, they're basically Oreo balls, but they're like in the shape of an Easter egg and with like pastel chocolate on them. I'm also making sugar cookie bars. Have not made those before, so this will be a new recipe. And then I'm also making Easter blossom cookies. Again, have not made these before. This will be a new recipe. The only thing I've made before is Oreo balls, but I haven't made them in this shape before. Everything should be fine though. I'm not gonna sit here and talk to you through the whole thing because I feel like that's just gonna be a lot. 26 to 31 minutes. I'm gonna throw these in the oven. First step of the carrot things is to bake carrot cake from a box. So I think I overfilled one of those, whatever. So that's what we're doing. And then I'm gonna sit down and write down all the recipes that I need because yesterday they were all new recipes for me and I had to keep looking at my phone and it was really frustrating and annoying. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do now while that's cooking. Did I finish telling you all the things that I was making? I think so. But anyway, so I need to get on that. I need to do all of that stuff. And then in addition to that, tomorrow is Saturday and the day after that is Sunday and it's Easter. And my grandmother and I always do all of the baking and cooking and everything for all of the holidays. That's kind of our thing. We do that the day before. We've done it since I was little, and it's really something special that I enjoy. So I will be at her house tomorrow doing all of that after I drop off all the goodies for the bake sale in the morning. So I'm going to be baking again tomorrow. I have a tendency to go overboard when I bake things. Everyone out to school was like, oh my gosh, you baked so much. And like my grandmother and I, we like picked out 3 desserts we were going to do for Easter. And the other day when I went to her house, she's like, so what else are we doing for dessert? What else are we cooking? I'm like, oh, you felt like that wasn't enough too. So we're going overboard again because that's just what we do. I get that from my grandmother. Okay, so I need to get to work because I have a lot of work ahead of me. And yeah, I didn't get a chance to show you the decorating in this video for that cake, but I am still doing it. Like, I have to do it. So I will try and video it, film it, and then put it in the next one. So we just have vlogs like planned out, and maybe I'll check in here in a minute once I'm in the middle of baking something else and we can chat some more, and then I can do that for another video, and I just might get myself ahead of the game here. Wouldn't that be something? Okay. Yeah, let's do that. You know, I really want to like sit here and just talk to you for a while, which would be great, but I'm noticing I'm not good at multitasking and I'm not going to get done what I need to get done, and I have way too much to do that. So I gotta clock out here. I'm going to get to work and I will see you later. Hey guys, I am just waiting for my mom to come out of the store, so I thought I would end this vlog because I realized I never did. I hope you enjoyed the content that I gave you this week. We did quite a lot of baking and talking, and you will be seeing more of that in the next vlog since I did not end up frosting that cake that I needed to do, decorating it. So that will be happening in the next one. Sorry, I keep looking around because this is a busy parking lot. Oh no, my mom walked all the way over to where my car was before. I had told her that, I texted her to tell her that I moved my car closer because it's raining and I didn't want her to have to walk as far. Whoops. Okay. But yeah, thank you for watching. Give me a like, comment, subscribe. I would love to interact with you. I apologize for my appearance. Have an amazing week, and I hope your week's been amazing. Be blessed. No, be kind. Be blessed.